Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me in another video. So I think one of the predominant themes we are seeing in luxury fashion over the past year and the past couple years, I would say, we are seeing a lot more luxury brands, like fashion luxury brands, really delve into the world of beauty and fragrances. Now, Louis Vuitton is expanding into this world. Of course, we all know Louis Vuitton for their bags, their luggage, their travel goods, their small leather goods, but they also do have fashion, ready-to-wear, watches, jewelry, perfume, and its new division is going to be beauty. So Louis Vuitton is the largest luxury fashion brand in the world. Revenues, according to the Financial Times, are estimated to be at the 21.9 billion euro mark. And the second largest luxury brand is Chanel. At least we know based on, in 2023, the brand's revenue was at around the 19 billion mark. And they're a brand that has an incredibly successful beauty line. Well, now Louis Vuitton is going to enter the world of cosmetics, and this is a trend that we are seeing with a lot of these luxury brands, and I think we're gonna probably see more of, frankly. I want to say a couple years ago we saw the launch of Hermes Beauty. At the end of last year, Celine launched their first lipstick, and just last month we got to see their whole lipstick range. Prada also has recently delved into beauty. Dries Van Noten also delved into beauty, as well as fragrance, and a lot of other brands are also dipping their toe into fragrance. Balmain just launched a fragrance, Bottega, Loewe, Fendi as well. These, again, very traditionally luxury fashion or leather goods brands are expanding into this world, and we're seeing something happen with Louis Vuitton. But this seems like it's a little bit different in that what I think that they're doing that is very cool is they're collaborating with renowned British makeup artist Pat McGrath, and she's going to be the creative director of this new venture. And I think this is brilliant. She, of course, has her own line, which is super successful. You can pick it up at Sephora, which is owned by LVMH. But I think her as the creative director, I think is a major deal. I think it brings a lot of credibility, and as well as we will see a unique artistic direction. Remember how everybody was talking about the Margiela show, and a huge part of the discussion around that was her beauty, and she's also been creating Louis Vuitton makeup looks for years. It makes sense for the world of Louis Vuitton, I think, and I can also see her working seamlessly with the aesthetic of both creative directors at Louis Vuitton, be it Nicolas Ghesquière or Pharrell Williams, and I can see how their core ambassadors like Zendaya or Lisa really selling these products. I was reading in Vogue, she was also, quote, the mastermind behind the launches of Armani, Dolce & Gabbana, and Gucci's beauty lines. So this is something she's very familiar with. With this launch, Louis Vuitton is going to come up with 55 lipsticks for the Roman numeral LV, 10 lip balms, and 8 eyeshadow palettes. So this is a pretty massive launch. One thing I think that's great is they're going for more inclusivity. Pat McGrath stated she didn't want any compromises, and she wanted to, quote, make sure that she reaches every skin tone, that everyone feels included. In addition, they are going to have additional lines to accompany these new beauty products in the form of leather goods, small trunks, pouches, and vanity cases. They are going to be formulated and manufactured in France. I would personally love to know what the packaging is going to look like. I think the formulas are going to be really good. Skincare, foundation, other products are also in the works. To me, this makes so much sense why they are doing this. It's a huge market opportunity. Of course, Chanel does this so well. Dior, also owned by LVMH, has a very successful beauty and skincare line. So many brands are getting in on this market. It's a logical move. Luxury beauty is on the up. Now, I talked about this in my recent video just on LVMH recently. While their fashion and leather goods sectors haven't been performing as well in comparison to Sephora and as well as their beauty brands, be it Dior, Guerlain, those sectors have experienced growth. Of course, beauty is great because it does offer entry-level products. Many have noticed how drastic the price increases have been at Louis Vuitton since the pandemic. Pre-pandemic, you could get a really nice SLG, a really nice substantial SLG. Pre-pandemic, the mini pochette was like half the price it's going for now. Now, who really wants to spend, what is it, like $800 on a pouch or $2,000 on a canvas bag? It's getting up there versus, I don't know how they're going to be pricing these, whether it's going to be like $70, who knows how much they're going to charge, but it's just a lot more obtainable. What I found was interesting, according to the CEO, Pietro Beccari, according to the Financial Times, these products are only going to be at Louis Vuitton stores. Quote, at Louis Vuitton, we have some taboos, and one of them is distribution. every Louis Vuitton product is sold by Louis Vuitton. You will never ever find Louis Vuitton in Sephora. When it comes to Chanel, Dior, YSL, and even Hermes, you can find them at other retailers, even outside of LVMH and Sephora retailers, but Louis Vuitton does keep their products sold only at Louis Vuitton, but with the exception of 24S. But even with this launch, only select Louis Vuitton stores are going to first get the beauty products. It's a move that makes sense. During periods of economic uncertainty, the demand for beauty is something that often still remains. Of course, we've talked about things like the lipstick index. I just think at the end of the day, people in some way are going to want to treat themselves. Maybe it could be in the form of an expensive bag. Maybe it could be in the form of a nice dress, a pair of shoes. If you just wanted to pick up a nice lipstick, or in this case like a beauty palette with an interesting creative direction, I think this is something that will appeal to more consumers, helps to build that dream. If a customer has to go into Louis Vuitton, or maybe it'll be sold on the website as well, but they're gonna have to go through Louis Vuitton and perhaps fall in love with something else. Louis Vuitton is very much a lifestyle brand, and I think a lot of luxury brands have been aiming for this, going beyond just this idea of fashion and cool clothes. This beauty line really can help build the dream, and apparently the company is also going to be expanding further into furniture and homewares, which is also, I think, another shift we are seeing in luxury. But LVMH executives have referred to Louis Vuitton as a culture brand over more so a fashion brand. The other great thing about beauty is it's something that is replenished, versus if you say like occasionally treat yourself to a nice handbag or a wallet. Like, most people probably buy more beauty products than they probably buy handbags. While I don't think beauty and Louis Vuitton immediately go together, the brand does have a history of producing vanity cases and beauty accessories. It does feel like it makes sense. Like, of course, other brands have been doing this for a very, very long time, like Chanel and Dior. Are they entering the market too late? I don't know, but or have they been able to kind of keep this in their back pocket when they need it, right? Because luxury is in a slump. So this is something that they can release, and it kind of has that newness factor that makes it more exciting and makes it more approachable for money. I also think having Pat McGrath as a creative director makes it feel more intentional, and I think it is very major to have someone like Pat McGrath be a creative director. So it does feel quite cool in that sense, especially because I think a lot of people are familiar with her work. And I also can see a lot of Louis Vuitton customers just loving the idea of having Louis Vuitton cosmetics, Louis Vuitton beauty in their Louis Vuitton pouches, in their Louis Vuitton bags that they put alongside their Louis Vuitton luggage. You can live in like a world of Louis Vuitton if you wanted to. I think Louis Vuitton will probably get to a point where you can probably buy everything Louis Vuitton, from your furniture to your homewares to everything could be Louis Vuitton if you wanted it to be. It'll be really cool to see how this is rolled out, but that's my video for today. Thank you so much for joining me in another one, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!